Kopan. So Venerable Bina very kindly asked me to lead your meditation this morning. Yeah. So who has not done anything like this before? Who's completely new to meditation and Buddhism, and everyone's done something?
Just speak louder, please.
Yeah, I wish I had a mic. Never mind, no mic. So who's new to this? Would you like to move forward as well? If you can't hear, maybe move a little bit forward. And also the problem is I tend to drop my voice when I'm talking, because I'm used to using a mic. So I'll try and speak loud. If you can't hear me, please just put up your hand. You okay? Is that better? Okay, good. All right. Donna, can you hear me? Okay, good. This is better anyway, it's kind of more close. Are you guys up the back okay? You can hear okay? You can hear okay? All right. So as Venerable Rabina said last night, the meditation is not about kind of spacing out or relaxing. It's really about trying to focus your mind, getting your mind clear, so then you can actually go in and see what is inside there, you know, sort out the differences between all our negative thoughts and our positive thoughts, so all our negative delusions and our virtues. So we're trying to increase the virtues and decrease the delusions. So anyway, what we're going to do this morning is just a couple of concentration techniques, and that you can just take away and use. And Venerable Rabina will probably keep doing something similar with you on the trek. Sound okay?
On my noise.
Okay. So we just do something very simple for like half an hour, now 25 minutes or so. And then you can just kind of get a little bit of a taste. And at the end, we'll do a little visualization, because it's quite nice. Just a little bit of that. Okay. All right, so let's first just think about sitting. Sorry, Harold, is it all right if I do this? The cord moves? Is it going to be a problem? Because I'm actually I'm just going to be moving. I just have to show them some things. Okay. So it's called the 7-point posture, which is in the Lam Rim, and all the meditators they found through experience this is the best way to sit in order to maintain concentration and stability and not to feel too uncomfortable. So the first thing they think about is the legs. So they say the legs should be in the full Vajra posture, which is this. So you have one leg up here and the other leg up here like this. And they say, this creates the most stability. So you actually can feel as soon as you're sitting like this, your spine is kind of straightened immediately, and it gives a lot of stability. So when you're in this kind of deep meditation, you're not going to fall over quite so easily. But this is difficult. Actually, the left knee should be over first. Anyway, so if that's too difficult, you can actually sit like this. This is also very good. But even if you can only sit like the full Vajra position for like 1 second, His Holiness says it creates a huge amount of merit for some reason. I don't know how that works. But anyway, His Holiness says it's very, very good to even just start the meditation for like 1 second, if possible. Otherwise just one leg over one thigh, or if that's difficult, you can just sit cross-legged. So if people have knee problems, I would recommend you put some cushions underneath your knees. We may not be able to do it here today, but if you're at home, yeah, and don't break anything just before you go trekking, okay? All right, just we'll be in trouble. Gently. All right, so we got the legs. The next thing you can think about is your coccyx needs to be slightly raised. So you can put on a cushion maybe about 2 inches, but it depends on how flexible your hips are. If your hips are quite tight, you might need something to be a bit higher and maybe a little bit more cushion under the legs. But your hips do loosen. Everything opens after a while. So, you know, the body just takes a little bit of while to warm up. Okay. So like this. So there's your hips. And so your spine, you just visualize it very straight. But of course we have curves in our spine, natural curves in our spine. So it's not going to be, you know, you're not going to be able to get it completely straight. But just imagine it's kind of very upright and alert. That's the whole kind of energy of this. And then you can also just visualize that someone has a little piece of string on the crown of your head, and it's very, very gently lengthening your spine upwards. So you get some stretch in the spine and some air in between the vertebrae. So you can just visualize that. Maybe just close your eyes and just visualize the spine lengthening. And you can notice as you're doing that, all the muscles are sort of starting to relax. So next, the hands. The right hand in the left, thumbs touching like this, and just resting in a kind of really natural way in your lap. And your elbows a little bit relaxed away from the body, not kind of squashed up like this. So thumbs touching like that. And Lama Zopa Rinpoche says it activates the bodhicitta channel. And I still have yet to find out what exactly that means, but I suspect it's something to do with the energy in the body, the chakras, whatever. But for me, it just helps me focus. A lot of people are meditating like this or like this, and you see with the statues, the Buddha statues, they're all in different postures. But for this particular meditation, concentration meditation, it's best to do like this. So you've got your spine, your hands, your legs. Then relax your shoulders. This is not part of it, but it's kind of obvious. Head slightly tipped forward. If your head is too far back, it creates quite a bit of agitation in the mind. And if it's too far forward, you're going to fall back to sleep. So just somewhere in the middle, just very gently, somewhere in the middle. Your eyes down, whether you have them open or closed, they need to be just a little bit in front of you, maybe 1/2 meter, 2 feet, something like that. And you can have your eyes either open or closed. The great meditators usually crack them open a little bit to allow the light come in, because often what we do is we close our eyes and, good, go to sleep and space out. So if you find you're getting distracted by sleep or drowsiness or dullness, you can actually just crack your eyes a little bit and let some light come in. But always down. Jaw relaxed, tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Your lips slightly open. So this is your meditation posture. If you're sitting in a chair, both feet flat on the ground, and just try not to lean into the chair. Just support yourself. But of course, if you're tired or injured, by all means, use a support. But it's much better if you can possibly just sit by yourself, your own strength. Okay, so now let's just relax some muscles first before we start concentrating meditation. So you can start at the crown of the head, and very gently, very slowly, just visualize all the muscles in your scalp, just letting go. We hold so much tension here, just in our head, in our scalp. Just visualize it all relaxing. And you'll notice as you do that, your face automatically relaxes. So you can imagine your forehead, eyes, and go into the back of the eye and imagine the back of the eye, the muscles holding the eyes into the skull are relaxing as well. Relax your ears, your cheeks, relax your nose, your lips. Check your jaw again. And then go to the back of the neck. If you can imagine the muscles there, try and let them go. Just imagine letting them go. They're hard to feel. Then your shoulders, and then just scan your back. Check if there's any tight spots in your back, and just let them go. And then get down to your buttock. Just let all those muscles go. And your legs, feet and toes. Go back up to your arms. Relax your arms, fingers. Now relax your chest and your belly. Let your belly go. So now go back and check your spine has not slumped. So you have this position where you're nicely balanced, you're stable, and your mind is alert. So now we think of a motivation for this morning's meditation, and we can just think, I'm just going to sit here, concentrate a little bit, do a little bit of visualization, so I can start the work of looking into my mind, so I can be of benefit to others. That's all, just very simple. Then very gently bring your mind to your breath. So you can just visualize breathing in and out through your nose. And just notice the cool air coming in, and then sensation of the warm air going out. And that's all you need to think about, just the breath coming in and going out. So we'll do this for 4 minutes and then see how we go. Okay. Bring the mind back to the breath. So any sounds you can hear, try not to follow the sound or have an opinion about it. Just bring your awareness to the sound. Just let it be there and bring the mind back to the breath. So the sounds around are more like just part of the tapestry of the environment you're in. Try not to let it distract you. And bring the mind back to the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Bring your mind back to the breath. Okay, you can just relax your concentration for a moment. So you may, over the course of the retreat and trek, you may start to notice that things will arise in your mind when you're meditating. And they might be disturbing thoughts, happy thoughts, attachment thoughts. So the thing to do with these is just to be aware that they're there, to kind of catch them and let them go. So try not to follow your thoughts or have an opinion about them or give yourself a hard time about them. They're just there. And your thoughts are transient. They change all the time. So not fixed. Doesn't mean this is who you are. If you have an angry thought or a jealous thought, this is not who you are. Who you are is this very pure, clear, wise, compassionate, kind person. That is your true nature. So all this other stuff is just rubbish. We have to sort through, get rid of, so we can become enlightened. Sounds so easy, right? Okay, so this is where we start. All right, let's do another 4 minutes or so. Okay, so just settle back into your position. Bring your mind back to the breath. Just notice the air coming in and going out of the nostrils. Be aware of the sounds all around. Just let them be there. And one little technique you can try if you like is to count. So each in-breath and out-breath is 1, in-breath, out-breath 2, and so on up to maybe about 7. And the thing to do with this is to just be really honest with ourselves. And if we get distracted, if a thought comes, or if we can't remember where we've counted up to, we go back to 1. So just try that, and then you can do a little bit every day if you like, and just see how your concentration is going. And if you lose the plot completely, just bring the mind back to the breath and breathe in and out for a little bit. And try not to space out. Keep your mind alert. Okay, you can just relax your concentration again. I'm wondering if someone would be so kind as to close the back door. Does anyone mind doing that? Because soon the monks will be going to breakfast and it's going to get noisy. Okay. So for the next 10 minutes, we're going to do what's called body of light. So just settle back into your meditation posture. Got 10 minutes. Bring your mind back to the breath. And just try and get your concentration by breathing in and breathing out. You can adjust your body if you need to. Just check your spine is still straight, lengthened, mind alert. And one thing you can also do is just imagine you're about to break into a big smile, but you don't. It's just before. So the corners of your mouth are just slightly raised. And you know what that does is you notice it kind of lifts your cheeks, and it sort of brightens your mind a little. So now just imagine above the crown of your head, just a little bit above, maybe a couple of centimeters, 1 inch, is this ball of light, just a little bit smaller than the size of your own head. And this light is brilliant, radiant, luminous, and translucent. And it represents all the goodness in the world, all wisdom, compassion, kindness. It's enlightened energy of all the holy beings right there above the crown of your head. So try and get a sense of the presence of this white light. Now just imagine it shrinks in size. Down to about half an inch, 1 centimeter. And then just kind of dissolves through the crown of your head, down into your heart. So this brilliant white light, this enlightened energy, is now in the center of your heart. Now you can imagine it gradually starts to spread through your body, this brilliant light, filling your whole body with this enlightened energy. And as it does, all the solid parts of your body start to dissolve. So your organs, your bones, your muscles, blood vessels, and your skin, your nails, and your hair all dissolve into this blissful, radiant, white light. So if any distracting thoughts arise, any bits of pain or some distraction in your mind, something you're worried about, you can dissolve that into the light as well. And again, if you get distracted by external sounds and you lose the visualization, just bring your mind back to the breath and then go back to where you were. Bring the mind back to the breath. Okay, we just dedicate and think of all the, just this very short period of time, we've created so much positive energy, so much merit. So just think you can send that positive energy to somebody you know who might need it, someone who may have recently passed away. Even if they passed away years ago, you can still imagine sending that positive energy to them. And to yourself, for your own continued development, your spiritual path, so you can eventually become enlightened. So now we think of breakfast a little bit differently. So we're going to try and not go to breakfast with this attached mind of, I'm hungry, what's there to eat? But rather than maybe just think about the people that were all involved in bringing this breakfast to us. And what always amazes me is that they're cooking here for maybe over 300 people, and the bread turns up warm. I never know how they do that. But anyway, so just kind of think of possibly all the people involved. They've been in the kitchen since about 4 o'clock this morning, preparing lunch and breakfast. Lama sange lama chu dejin lama gaidun de kungi jai po lama tai lama namla che pa bu. That was a food offering, by the way. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So I think your next event is what, 9 o'clock?
9 a.m.
Coffee, cafe latte, whatever, or hot water in the coffee shop, and then 4 o'clock with Venerable Rabino, right?
Then, yes, so 4 o'clock today, we're going to have a teaching just for 1 hour with Venerable Rabino. She said that 4 o'clock would be a good time because afterwards it's like tea time and dinner time, and then